I guess, everybody looks at it and they say the big question, coming out of camps, how good is this offensive line going to be? What are your thoughts coming out of it?
Personally, I'm really confident in the line, but the thing is, none of that really matters until we start the season. So, going into, I think we have a set crew now. We have the starting five let up, and then we also have a couple of backups that I know the coaches are confident putting in. So I think right now, mentally and physically, we're capable and ready, but we just have to go out and perform.
And that five is?
I think right now we're going to go with Isaiah and Joe at tackle, and me and Norton's at center, and I'm at right guard. And then we're still having the Reed and Matt combo at left guard, but I know they're confident, both of them, about the same.
So it's really about 6 of you then?
Yeah.
And people will say, well, that's an all-new group, but that's actually a pretty experienced group.
I know. I've heard a lot of things about us being inexperienced, but I think a lot of people haven't realized it. Like, they're saying Isaiah's played, but he haven't played left tackle. But he actually did play left tackle. I'm pretty sure it was the LSU game. We actually scooted BT over, and he played left tackle, and that was a pretty good front. And then, Norton's been there. He's been rock solid for a year. Reed's gotten a couple snaps. Matt's gotten a couple snaps. I know he came in playing tight end, so there's not a lot you can say there. I know I've gotten snaps, and Joe's sort of like Mac. He came from the defensive side, so even if he hadn't gotten snaps, it wouldn't have been an offensive line. But it's actually still a lot better than I think most people are giving us credit for.
This defensive coordinator came from Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Does he do anything different with the defensive line? Like, do they stunt more? What do they do with those linemen that can cause difficulties?
We've definitely been looking at it. I know they try to create ways to create confusion among the offensive line. There's a lot of stuff we're looking at. They'll go odd with the stand-up end, so it's still a big man. But the thing is, they have two people that they can do it with, which is very special for their defense. I know they have 59 and 84, who they're both big on, and you'll see them. They switch from left to right. They switch who's standing up, who's standing down. They'll even drop them back in coverage. So it's just a lot of change up.
In a way, do you almost watch more Florida State film or enough Florida State film to get an idea just for schematically what Georgia might do?
I'd say we've probably been 50-50. We have to watch, of course, Georgia for personnel, see what their tendencies are. We have to study them as a person, but for scheme, we do have to go to Florida State. So it's kind of a combination. We've watched both.
Can you compare the two, just remembering from last year playing against those two defenses?
I actually didn't play Georgia, so I've studied the Georgia game, and we've watched a lot of it. And we've seen they do a lot of similarity stuff, but it's just little tendencies, especially now, like I told you, they have two guys that they feel confident standing up and moving around. So it's kind of like that.
The way that Joe Gore took that right tackle job, what has he done to be so definitively the guy over on that side?
Personally, I think it's just when he came over, he just brought the natural athleticism. I know Shaq was here, and Shaq is a great tackle. And I think he got tempered by a little off the field issues, but Joe's being able to take that athleticism of being a defensive end and put it to use as a tackle, he's definitely just a bonus to have.
The way this offense works, with all the tempo, for both Isaiah and Joe out there, it's just about, don't let a guy down you.
It really depends on the team. We're always trying to help those guys out. You got to understand, the natural order is hard to run block as a guard. It's hard to pass block as a tackle. So, we're not trying to necessarily put them guys on an island, but eventually, hey, they got to earn their money too. Yeah. So they're going to be on the island eventually. But for the most part, it's we're trying to do all we can for them.
I know Georgia's going to have a new coordinator, like we were talking about earlier, but their front line is pretty much the same. The front seven act is pretty much the same as it was a year ago. Tell me what you learned from them playing them last year, and what do you expect on Saturday? Because they actually were pretty good, especially had 33 sacks last year.
I think there actually is a couple of changes in their offensive line. I know there's been reports coming out. I know that some of the people that they had, or probably the fans are expecting to start, might not be starting based on what they've said, what their reports from camps have been. But I think they are very good in creating the one-on-one. Like I told you, they create one-on-ones, but not through bringing more people. They create it by having the stand-up ends and having 84 drop and come, having 59 drop and come. So by doing that, you create one-on-one opportunities, even though technically it's still 5 offensive linemen against 4 D linemen. They can create a mismatch, especially if we rotate the wrong way, if we call the protection the wrong way, if we get bluffed. So I think that's pretty much how they've done it.
And Coach Pruitt last year, in the Florida game, did he do anything that just really had you guys confused on different schemes or whatever?
I wouldn't say necessarily scheming. Our coaches do a really good job of breaking down the film for us. You know, we came in last week and our coaches were already helping us out. I know Coach Caldwell spent a lot of time breaking down film, so of course they'll come up with a new wrinkle, but like I said, at the end of the day, look, there's only so much you can do.
Any other questions for Kalon?
Thanks, Caleb.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.